They get the football first as the second half is underway. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Seahawks offense set to go to begin this third quarter. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Chandler. Despite some fast footwork, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
The Seahawks send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Play action. Mallory. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Looking to throw on second down. Mallory. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Mallory. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He'll drop to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
On 3rd down, Chandler. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. On the return, Harris. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Throwing to start the drive, Mallory. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, Great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
It looked like they had the run. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, but the hand got up into the face mask, and the officials, they were looking for it. They spotted it.
It's an easy call, too, when it's right in front of them. You see that neck twist just a little bit, and that's enough to draw the flag.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Mallory. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that'll bring him back within 4. Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Now back to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Morales. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And this returnable for Harris. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it. and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. So the completion gets him just a yard, and now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Chandler. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 111 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. And this one is right down Broadway. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the 1st quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Browns drive about to get started. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun. Mallory over the middle, complete. That's Harvey. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On 1st down, Chandler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's the option. Running right. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Flushed out right. He finds his man, complete. That's Morales. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, They take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And he goes diving forward to try to get an extra yard or two. The tackle made by the corner, Jimmy Smith. Good gain there on first down. Keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Well, the best don't mind making tough. But that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up fourth.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we will not see a run back here from Harris. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Throwing to start the drive. Mallory. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Mallory. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
On 4th down, Mallory. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Mallory. Pass complete to Taylor. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
In this situation, the dictation is coming from the defense, right? They're going to tell you, you can have 6, 7 yards, do that all the way downfield. Let's just go ahead and take the time off the clock. I think they've got to start attacking vertically a lot more.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw. Mallory. He finds his man. Complete. It's Harvey. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Looking to throw. Mallory. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Extra point forthcoming. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cleveland offense making their way out. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Throwing after the interception, Mallory. Buying time, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Looking left side, he's got it, complete. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd and long. Mallory. And that will be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 4th down, Mallory. And finding Emmanuel Sanders here. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. On 1st down, Mallory. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
It's brought in by Harris. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.